Yo, what is good, y'all? LATD coming at you once again. As always, I am Rodney, aka RG from the 843, aka Rodney Not So Rich. And as always, I'm joined by my co-host.
This your boy Jay. How y'all boy doing? AKA Agent J. AKA the man who is black, not the man in black. You feel me?
Yes, sir. And what are we talking about today?
All right, I'm gonna stop with that smiling. I just be noticed I be looking mean, but we're gonna be talking about we're gonna be talking about Abigail today. We're gonna be reviewing Abigail, the new movie that came out Friday, April 19th.
It came out today, but we actually had the very fortunate pleasure of seeing it last night as a special preview.
Mm-hmm. Yes, sir. And
just go ahead and introduce it a little bit.
So pretty much what Abigail is about these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 people.
Yes, sir.
They're not good people.
Essentially, yeah, that's the idea. What it is what? Yeah, 5 people that are tasked with kidnapping a little girl and holding her for ransom, essentially.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, holding her for ransom.
Yeah.
And then turns out she's a lot scarier.
She's a lot more formidable than she may seem.
Right, because the thing is, the reason why I say formidable and scary is because, well, the trailer kind of gives away.
I was about to say, you can just go ahead and say it. The trailer flat out shows it.
Yeah, if for the people at home, you might want to run. Who haven't seen the trailer or know anything about the movie, run. Don't look at this video. Don't look at any other video that talks about Abigail, because they probably will tell you. But for the people who have, welcome. You know what I'm saying? Leave a like, comment, subscribe. Tell me what you thought about the movie. Tell us what you thought about the movie. But also the thing is, though, she turns into a vampire.
Turns out she's a vampire.
Oh.
Like, she's been a vampire.
Yeah, she's been a vampire. So with that being said, we're gonna go into the cast. Like her name plays the girl lady who plays Abigail is named Alicia Ware.
And yeah, she high key really is the star of this movie, because I know that child actors are not really known to be the best, but she was really convincing because she had a lot to do. She was tasked with being scary, sympathetic, funny, all of these things. She managed to really encompass it all in one role. She pretty much is the star of this movie.
Right. And
even though she's technically not the protagonist, she's technically the villain.
Right. The antagonist, deuteragonist, there's a bunch of them in there.
Yeah.
A bunch of agonists in there. But yeah, she really does do a good job in this movie. And it surprised me.
She high-key elevated the movie.
Right, because the thing is, man, if that was me, bro, and I would have been out of there quick.
This is one of the movies where it's like that performance either makes or breaks the movie, and she absolutely makes it.
Exactly. I agree. There's also Angus Cloud, rest in peace, of Euphoria fame.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Rest in peace to Angus. They did a tribute for him at the end of the movie, which I thought that was in very good taste.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I like that. I might watch Euphoria, as a matter of fact.
Hey, you got to.
Yeah,
maybe one day we can review it.
Yep. Hey.
If they ever get a third season?
Third season. Hey, like and subscribe. You'll get our opinion on it. You got Catherine. This also stars Catherine Newton.
She's Cassie in the MCU Ant-Man.
Oh, okay. So that is her.
Yeah.
I thought she looked a tad bit familiar.
Yeah. No, I couldn't place my finger on it at first, but I was like, let me look that up. That name sounds familiar.
Yeah, for the 5 people that saw Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania.
Terrible movie. I absolutely wouldn't recommend it. Yeah. My least favorite. I think it might be my least favorite MCU movie. That movie was bad, especially MODOK. Man,
yeah,
MODOK is goofy in the comics, but somehow they managed to make him even goofier.
Yeah, let's move on.
I'm about to say, let's not talk. That's its own video right there.
There's also this guy named Kevin Durant who played Peter the Big.
Yeah, he played the Muscle.
Yeah,
they're all named after was it the Brat Pack?
I think so.
Yeah, that's what
something like that. Another guy's name is Mr. Rickles in this movie too.
Yeah,
played by William Catlett. Y'all may know him. Whoever seen Black Lightning, he played Lala.
Okay.
Or a tattooed man in Black Panther. Black Lightning.
Yeah.
Black Lightning, not Black Panther. Okay. So you got Giancarlo Esposito.
Yes, sir. Breaking Bad fame. Well, actually, I wouldn't say. I mean, you could argue that's one of his most notable roles. It definitely is, but he really got his start with I think it was Do the Right Thing.
Oh yeah, with Spike Lee.
Yeah.
That's what I was say. Black folks know about Do the Right Thing.
Yeah,
We know about Do the Right Thing.
that's a classic right there.
Also, just to move a little quicker, Dan Stevens.
Okay.
I believe he's from The Good Doctor.
Yeah, I think he is.
The Good Doctor. For some reason, he's in the 2017 Beauty and the Beast. He was in Godzilla.
Yeah, he was.
Godzilla X Kong, Night at the Museum, Battle of the Smithsonian. Wait,
So
maybe not. No, that's wrong. That's wrong. He is. Yeah, he's in the the most recent Night at the Museum.
Oh, okay, so the animated one that just came out,
Nah.
or the one that came out in 2016.
The one that came out 2016.
Okay, I got you. He's one of those actors where you see his face in a lot of stuff, but you don't really like know his name. You just know you've seen him before.
Right.
He did a good job.
Right. He might not even be the guy from The Good Doctor. He just looks like him. Well, it might be him. We'll let you know. There's also what's her name? The girl from
Scream.
Mm-hmm.
Melissa Barrera.
Melissa Barrera. Ooh, she's fine. I mean, yeah, her too.
Yeah, no.
Like I said, she's from Scream. If y'all saw like the recent Scream 6
it was
movie.
Scream 5 and 6. She's really good in those movies. So she's kind of continuing that trend of being like a Scream queen, I guess you would say, because she had those movies, and then now she has this. Mm-hmm. Unfortunately, she's not gonna be in the next Scream because there was like some kind of issue.
They fired her?
Yeah, she was fired.
That's what I thought. So yeah, that's really about it. There's a cameo by one guy I don't know at by the end of the movie. Dang, spoilers. But no, we're just gonna get into our thoughts real quick. Okay. So what you think? So,
I mean, overall, I would say this isn't one of those movies that you go to. It's not elevated horror, quote unquote, like A24's. Horror with a message or some kind of philosophical message. Mm-hmm. This is one of these movies where it's just purely just about the gore, which there is a lot of. It's just about the scares, the tension, and nothing more. There isn't a whole lot of deep character development. There isn't really a whole lot of like character setup to begin with. This is purely just a movie that you go, you watch, you have a good time, laugh with some people, and that's pretty much it. It's not bigger than what it never tries to be bigger than what it is.
It's very self-aware too.
Yeah, it's very self-aware. Like, it's very jokey. It doesn't take itself too seriously for the most part. So overall, I would say the biggest strength, as we kind of established, is really what was it, Alicia Weir is her name?
Yeah, Alicia Weir.
Yeah, like her performance as Abigail is really what makes this movie what it is, because if it was a bad performance, obviously the whole movie is built around her. So she needed to show up. She did what she needed to do. She was very scary, very convincing. Mm-hmm. So overall, not even just her, I feel like the cast overall does a pretty solid job.
Yeah, everybody does a solid job. Like, I really did like Melissa Barrera's character. Personally, for me, I felt like it was okay. Like, the performances saved it, but it didn't run a little too long.
Yeah. By
the end, because I was getting bored with it. It was about to be a walkout, to be honest. Because I started getting bored with it and everything.
It's pacing. It starts off very strong pacing wise. It understands how to build tension. It doesn't really reveal the fact that she's a vampire too early. Like, it's kind of kept a secret until a certain point. Mm-hmm. And I feel like if they hadn't included that in the trailers, that would have kind of worked to the movie's advantage a little bit more.
Right, I agree.
Because it would have been kind of like, oh, she's a vampire. They could have built this whole mystery around what it is that's going on with this house. But no, they just flat out show it. So that didn't really negatively impact the movie, but I feel like that's something that could have been done different.
Right, because she was legitimately scary. Like, the tension build up with it really had me on the edge of my seat, and I'm like, yeah, they shouldn't have showed this in the trailer.
Yeah, they did a really good job of like sort of making her sympathetic, which of course she's a 12-year-old girl. She just got kidnapped, so obviously the audience is supposed to be on her side, and she does a very good job. Melissa Barrera's character, Joey, actually, she kind of builds somewhat of a, I guess you could say, a bond with her early on.
Like a rapport.
She kind of is hired as, and it's stated in the movie, she's kind of hired as the babysitter. Like, she's supposed to like kind of sort of keep watch. So she kind of builds a little bit of an attachment to her. And so when the twist is that, oh, she's a vampire and she was kind of manipulating her, that kind of like adds a little bit to the tension and the back and forth that's going on within the movie.
Right. Yeah, I agree. I think she was like came in as more like the medic or something like that.
Yeah, yeah.
And I really like the relationship in the movie. Like it's really complex in the way that like you want to root for these guys. Well, not really, but you want to root for the kidnappers in a way so they can escape. But the thing is, like you said, they kidnap a 12-year-old girl.
It kind of reminds me of Don't Breathe in a way because it's like at first, you know, with all of them, they break into his house and he's this blind old man, so you feel sympathy for him. But then once you know the twist is revealed, you kind of like you don't really know who to root for because they're all terrible people.
Exactly.
That's essentially what this movie did. But I feel like it was maybe to a less effective degree,
right?
Because I feel like for the most part, Melissa Barrera, Joey, I would say that I wouldn't say she's that bad of a person. I feel like that's kind of by design compared to these other people.
Right, because I don't know if this is a spoiler, but she didn't even know that they were kidnapping a little girl.
Yeah, exactly. So she doesn't even know. So she doesn't really stand for it like everybody else. Everybody else is kind of like, okay, cool, it is what it is. She's like the only one that sort of takes a moral stance against it.
Right.
So that gives you a reason to root for her as opposed to everybody else.
Right. Another plus with this movie is that it's very funny.
Yeah,
like it's funny. It's hilarious. Like Kevin Durant, like I said,
he's a standout.
Yeah. Definitely a standout. If y'all saw him in X-Men Origins Wolverine, he played Blob, right? The 5 people who saw that movie as well.
Nah, I would say that that's a movie that a lot of people our age have seen.
Yeah,
they remember it fondly, but that's only because they haven't seen it in like 5-10 years.
Right. It's not that.
Watch that movie again. It ain't as good as y'all.
But it ain't that bad as people like to say.
No, it's bad. It's bad, Jay. There's a reason why in Deadpool 2, why Ryan Reynolds traveled. Well, no, it was Deadpool traveled through time.
Yeah. But anyway, as I was saying, Kevin Durant, he was really funny in this movie playing the big dumb brute.
Yeah, he definitely sold a lot of like the biggest laughs. You know, his comedic timing was good, and he just kind of added a lot of levity to the movie. Yes. I feel like Angus Cloud was kind of set up to be that too.
Yeah,
but he wasn't really in it as much as I thought he was gonna be.
Yeah. No, I agree because I just remember a couple of his lines because he's very like, "Hey, what's good?" He's like the stoner of the group.
Which, if you've seen Euphoria, he basically is playing Fez in this movie. Not a bad thing, but it would have been nice to see him do something a little bit different.
Yeah, no, I thought he was hilarious because this is just like, I never seen Euphoria. I thought he was hilarious. But another dude who was really, really funny was Dan Stevens.
Yeah, he's funny, but he's definitely. Because, I mean, is it a spoiler to say that, you know, we'll keep it spoiler free. We'll keep it spoiler free. But his character, he kind of is sort of the stereotypical sort of brutish cop or whatever the case may be.
The bad cop. Like, the cop that thinks he knows everything.
Yeah, knows everything, but at every point, twist and turn, he kind of like, all his plans sort of blow up in his face.
Right.
And it's funny to watch.
Yeah, it's like to see this man rage in this movie was funny to me. Yeah. That's good because I'm telling y'all, wait till we review a bad movie, because y'all think, boy, wait till we reveal a bad movie. I wanted this movie to be bad so I could rage on you.
Well, hey, it turns out it wasn't all that bad.
You know, I really wasn't all that bad. What would you give it out of? Oh no, let's talk about Giancarlo Esposito real quick.
Oh yeah, let's definitely talk about Carlo.
Yeah, Giancarlo.
Giancarlo. I've heard it pronounced different ways.
Yeah, like he was really good in the movie for
the little bit that he's in it. He's not in it as like in the trailer. Really has you thinking he's gonna be a major presence in the movie. He's there in the beginning, and then towards the end, he's back, and then you know.
Right. Yeah.
He kind of pops in and out.
Yeah, but overall, this movie to me was pretty good.
It was solid, I would say. Yeah. Would you have any negatives that you would give it?
Other than it was a little bit drawn out at the end.
Yeah.
Like it could have been cut down just a little bit longer, a little bit shorter, because there's everything that was like there was a new twist, and the cameo, a new twist.
Yeah, like there was just so much going on, because the movie does a good job at first to kind of just it sets you up with its premise, and then it kind of lets it breathe a little bit,
right,
and kind of just build like in and on itself. But then after a while, it's like there's so much that goes on and so much that's thrown at you all at once. Right. I wouldn't say it's overwhelming, but it is kind of to the movie's detriment because it's just kind of like it feels like they just threw a lot of stuff in last minute.
Right, it does. Definitely feels like that.
And because of that, the pacing does suffer. Like towards that last little bit, it was just like, man, I need this movie to be over. I got work tomorrow, man.
Yeah, I was just kind of just sitting there like on my phone a little bit. Because it just didn't. A lot of it just didn't add anything else to the story. Like
I agree.
Like y'all see what I mean when you'll go see the movie. Like which I recommend. I'll give this a good solid. I'll give it a 6 out of 10. It was more something to watch, like a high something to watch for me.
Yeah.
Like I didn't love it as much as you probably did, but
for me, I would give it a 7, and I would say I mostly did like this movie, but there are like those criticisms we had, like it just being a little bit too long and feeling drawn out. Because the movie isn't even really that long. I think it's like a little under 2 hours.
Yeah, it's like an hour and 53 minutes.
But it feels longer than it should just because of like
all the stuff that's happening.
Yeah, so overall, I would say solid performances, really anchored by a very, very strong central role. I would say the plot was solid enough. There was some stuff here and there. It was kind of like, Right. But for the most part, effective scares, kind of keeps you on your toes, kind of keeps you invested for the most part. And I would just say overall, it's a solid movie, especially if you're a vampire / a horror fan. I would give it a recommendation just because I feel like it's not bad. If you're a vampire fan, especially like I said, you'll have fun with it. Yeah. It kind of plays on the whole like what kind of vampire this is, because you got the Twilight vampires, quote unquote, and you got like the old school, like the Dracula kind of vampire,
like the underworld vampires and stuff.
Yeah, so it even like references those movies because like there's a scene, and this isn't really spoiled. There's a scene where they're trying to figure out what type of vampire she is. How are we going to kill her? This, that, and the third. Somebody gets a pool cue and they turn it
into a steak.
Yeah, they turn it into a steak. And then you got somebody gets garlic, and then just a whole bunch of stuff that stereotypically is supposed to be what vampires are like vulnerable to,
like their weaknesses and whatnot.
Yeah,
like I said, what would you give it on the rating scale though?
Honestly, I'd give it something to watch.
Yeah,
not saying it's a bad movie or anything.
Right. Well, now when we say something to watch, it's just like kind of like if ain't nothing else on the TV to watch.
It's like I would give it another watch.
Yeah,
if it comes on like on a Sunday afternoon and I'm just kind of chilling, I'll watch it.
Yeah, no.
But I wouldn't necessarily go out of my way to like buy it or anything.
Yeah,
like that.
It wasn't that good, honestly. No, I'm joking. It was okay.
It was just right. It was just good enough.
Yeah, we'll go with that.
Yes, sir.
We'll go with that. But yeah, this will conclude our video for the day.
Yes, sir.
Comment down below. Let us know what you think about the movie. If you're gonna go see it, Have fun. Have a great time. Don't bring your family. Just go, if you got a girlfriend or a boyfriend, go see it with them or whatever.
Yeah, for sure.
Stay tuned. Stay tuned for our Monkey Man review
coming very soon.
And I will tell you. You know what? Let's save it for the review. Okay. I'll see y'all later.
There you go. Good idea.
Let's save it for the review. I'll see y'all later, bro. You ain't had to do the whole thing. It's all good. Y'all, peace, love, prosperity.